brachycephaly and eye movements. Hi, Rubcia. You're not getting help and you need help yesterday. Your child's in trouble, right? This isn't developmental delays. This is structural issues, okay? You have brachycephaly, which is more than plagiocephaly, just having a flat head. The head is going into dimorphic features. You will probably go into, and helmets are not therapy. Therapy is when someone's actually working with your child. They're going to put a helmet on your child. I cannot stress enough, and I've said this many a times, if you're going to get a helmet, you better be working with an ophthalmologist, because with the way his head's shaping, you have dimorphic features, including eye orbits. I don't want a helmet put on this child without working with an ophthalmologist, because if they don't do the helmet right, I don't want the actual orbits of the eyes to be brought off alignment. The vision is your most important thing. You can't answer your questions without a good visual ophthalmology appointment, but there's something going on with his hips. So he's just too flat to the surface because the hips aren't forming right. You need a hip x-rays yesterday, but you should be working with the cranial neurologist as well as with an orthopedist, right? Your son needs specialists. I don't know where you're at with that, but this is different than neurology. But you should be working with neurology, because the brachycephaly is interfering with cranial growth, and now you have the cranial implications. So I would be working with a cranial neurologist. And then because again, if you have cranial synostosis or anything like that, which is a fibrous materials inside the brain, the inside the cranium is the only place where the bone where it protrudes. Any other bones, you'll see a nice smooth surface, but you'll see a porous surface, and it really, because it holds your cranium into place. That's why concussions are so bad. Cranial synostosis is when, let's say, one prong is too large. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm working as movement implications. So one of the problems you have with this kind of severity with flat or change of head shape is that you risk where the cranium is being held and so forth. So you can have almost like a pseudo cranial oh gosh, now I'm saying too many words, cranial synostosis. So, but you need to be working with high-end specialists. This isn't like, you're beyond a helmet as far as just going to a helmet place and having them start working with your child. The helmet's also going to make his head heavier, but it's also going to change the spinal alignments because the hips are so shallow for whatever reason. So the hips have to be looked at. So, you've got to go to about 5 specialists right now. And I'm sorry that that's on your dance card, but that's just the way it is. And you're not getting help if I'm the person telling you to do these things. I'm telling you because I've been through it as a mother. So no helmet until, again, you're working big time with a cranial specialist and an eye specialist, but you're already at 5 months. So if that's where you're going to go, you need to work on that yesterday. Most helmets are not covered by insurance because it's considered cosmetics. But again, you have brachycephaly. You don't have plagiocephaly. This is different. Do you have, is your occipital lobe suturing quicker than the other sutures? That's why you need to go to a cranial neurologist. And then you have to look at there, and then as well as working with that. So yes, you need movement care and you need physical care, but his physical is structural. And you need to rock and roll because you need appointments yesterday, not tomorrow. So, if you have to get on and talk to the office manager and boo-hoo-hoo, my baby's failure to thrive, you've got to use the buzzwords because your baby needs to get in yesterday for you to get the help that you need. But please don't think that I'm going to be, we've got places here, I'm not going to name names, that just do helmets. Your child's beyond that. Your child needs specific specifications and oversight to work on this. It's a more complex case, but it has to be done right. So if that's the route you're going, like I said, you've got to do it the right way. I know you wish you weren't in this situation, but I'm going to be the one to say it. You are. Nobody took me by the collar. I'm taking you by the collar and just saying, you need to do this. I can't stress this enough, but you also still need to work on the movements that I suggested, like in the breathing course, to start opening up that chest, because he's sinking because the hips and the head, that's what's going on. And so, yes, the eye gaze is an issue, but it's an issue due to structure as far as I can see. But again, we haven't been to the eye doctor, so you're grasping at straws. The straws have to be put back in the box, and we now need a plan. So your plan is a cranial neurologist, a neurologist, an ophthalmologist, and an orthopedist for those hips as far as your specialist goes. And then on top of that, you might be pulling genetics. But right now, we've got to save your child from going into more dimorphic features. And so that's where you need to rock and roll. I hope this didn't be looked at as insensitive. I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. You know what I mean? And this is what needs to be done. But I don't think you're getting that kind of help, and that's what you need. Thanks.